It's pretty hot today, and actually these days in Moscow, in the middle of June 2020, after the quarantine and stuff like that. People are getting outside more and more. And generally, I wanted to make more or less relaxed video where I'm going to discuss one topic. Actually made up this topic, but of course it will be connected to reality somehow, as you'll see. And I want to do it more relaxed way because not always I do it this way, I guess. And a lot of times I'm kind of concerned that my videos are long and boring and hard to watch and people do not have time to do it. But I guess if I always gonna worry about that, I will never make the videos I want. And so I guess if I'm making videos I want and I like, there are gonna be some people who are going to like it as well. And maybe there are some people out there who like long, crazy videos and some philosophy, some kind of thinking loud things when people share their ideas. And this is why I have no problem doing it today. I don't care if there are gonna be 1 or 2 people gonna watch it, or 0 or 200 or 1 million. And while you can of course watch the background here during this sunny day or my face, you can also at the same time just consider this as a podcast and put the phone or aside or close the browser window with this YouTube video and generally just listen to my voice while you maybe walking, driving, sitting, or doing nothing. So as you can see from the name of this video, I'm going to kind of talk about quantum superposition state, but I'm going to talk about this interesting topic not in the perspective of, not from the perspective of the physics, even though we can touch it a bit, because I'm not the professional of that in that area, and I know only a little bit. But I combine that physics and that interesting thing of superposition with the life, with the life we have in ourselves and around us, mostly connected to our lives. So, guess I'll try to explain now what I mean, giving just few examples, and then I will leave it up to you to continue and meditate on that. So I was thinking about this idea for a few days already, not like really spending much time, but just having it in my mind, and wrote it down like a plan to make this video. And I guess I got this idea about Saturday or Sunday last week, and it's already Wednesday. I'm finally doing this video. So let's first talk a little bit about superposition, what it is, and quantum theory, if you never heard about that. So quantum world is a world of very tiny elements, like smaller than atoms. So if you're familiar with molecules, like consist of atoms, and then atoms consist of protons, neutrons, whatever, electrons, and other neons, blah things, which then consist of other smaller things. Some of them we know, some of them we just think they are there. And so, as I told you, I'm not good with this, I got surrounding sound, not so good. I'll try to escape it. So I'm not good in that, and this is why I'm telling you only. And now I'm running away from this sound, so I'm telling you only the simple theory as I would explain to 3 years old. And so in this theory, there are many things going on. There are crazy things. Some particles split to other particles and come from one kind to another and losing or gain energy, etc., etc. Excuse me. But one of the interesting points are that things like particles can be in a two states in the same time, which is crazy. Like, can you imagine I'm staying here and maybe they're over that street at the same time? How could it be? Or I have a white t-shirt and black t-shirt in the same time, and you don't know. I'm having those in the same time, but you can tell unless you look at me and check what t-shirt do I have. So actually you can think about this basically a simplest idea that I could make my mind today is I have white t-shirt and black t-shirt on my how you call it, wardrobe, and then I make my mind in the morning and then I decide to wear the white one, for example, and maybe other day I decide to wear a black one. But it's most simplistic idea, because actually in this way I really decide, and I'm not kind of wearing two of them at the same time. But in quantum world, it's different. It's like if I am having white and black t-shirt at the same time. Yeah, this is not the busiest. This is not the busiest Moscow street, but it's still loud, I guess. I hope you still can hear me and it's fun for you. So, but I imagine now that I'm kind of wearing the white t-shirt and black t-shirt on top of another in the same time, and actually few of them white and then on top of that the black one on top of the white one, and constantly taking them off and putting them back or something like that. So you cannot really tell what am I wearing until you say stop, and then you see in that moment which one it is. So, of course it's crazy silly example, but you got the idea. Oh my goodness, you got the idea. It's windy and some dust coming to my face, which makes video even more interesting, I guess. So I'll have a little walk. I'm walking to this place. I'm almost here, which I hope is open already after quarantine, and I'm going to change my watch battery there. Anyway, sorry for the off topic. But actually the place could be closed and open. I don't know. It's actually about connected to our topic. So I'm going to the place and I don't know. It can be open, it can be closed. Why? Because after the quarantine you're never sure. It's actually could be in both of the position at the same time. Closed because of the quarantine, and open because normally it's open, and I never know until I go and check it out. But it can be closed and can be open, and I should be ready. For both of them. That's one of the main things I wanted to talk about, switching from this quantum superposition state to the connection of that thing to the life we get. And now let's for the moment, let's still stay with the superposition state. in the quantum theory. So there, how they do it there. For example, electron is spinning, and when you measure electron, you measure the spin, and let's say you know it's spin in this direction or that direction. But the interesting thing again that before you measure, electron is somehow in both positions. It's spinning that and that direction and any other direction. And you also know from the high school or wherever, probably, that electron is kind of going like crazy around the nuclear of the atom. And the nuclear consists of protons and neutrons, I think, but it doesn't matter. So, but electrons are around, yeah? They are constantly going around. And in the physics and in the chemistry, in school you could see those clouds they draw, like electron is forming the clouds, like sphere or 8 kind of cloud format. And so we can imagine the cloud, like, because electron is going around and can be here, here, and here. We know where it can be, but we don't know where it is at the moment, yeah? But the funny and tricky thing is that if I understood the quantum physics correctly, which I cannot guarantee I did, maybe I am not, I don't, or whatever proper English is, but let's hope that I understood it at least a little bit correct, and then that means that electron is in all of those positions all the time, which is crazy. Instead of thinking that it can be in any position at any time, and because it's going around like crazy, it's kind of forming this cloud, somehow in quantum world we can even say that it is in every of that position at the same time, until the moment we measure it. And when we measure it, then it will be in some specific position, and we should be ready for that. And we are ready because we know that it potentially can be in any of that position. But until we measure, the craziness of quantum superposition is that it's everywhere in the same time, somehow. I will not be surprised to find out that it's also nowhere in the same time, but it's probably way another topic. So, now, how it's connected to our life? I hope that all this long 12-13 minutes, and I have no guilt about that, and as I said in the beginning, I'm relaxed and chilled, and I enjoy to make this long and hopefully not boring video. And even if it's boring, I don't care so much, because I enjoy it, and I'm sure that I'm gonna be in the quantum superposition theory one person in this world who is interested for sure. And so we are all in this state. Until video is not done, I can actually think that it can be interesting and not interesting at the same time. Yeah, I'm already talking to you about these things, how they connected to the life, but I hope that for this long time, while I was talking about superposition itself and physics, you already could think for yourself, and this is actually one of the main goals of all of my videos, that people would try to think for themselves. And I hope that you already made up some ideas and came up with some conclusion how quantum superposition can be connected to your life, how life can be in a superposition. Like as I said, until I'm done with my video and until I post it to YouTube, I never know if this video is popular, not popular, a little bit popular, if there's gonna be one person who is going to watch it, or 0 or 100. That means, having said that, that means that actually video is popular and not popular at the same time, because we don't know, and we should be ready for any of that thing, because it is proved that there are some popular videos, and it's proved that there are some not popular videos, including my videos and my channel, on my channel. So that means that I should be ready for both of the scenarios. Now let's talk about more practical things, because if I post the video and it's popular, maybe it's cool. If it's not, it's not so cool, but it's not killing me. But more practical things can be that actually I can be dead in 1 second. Like if the meteorite just will fall from that beautiful sky right now on my head, I'm going to be dead. There is very low possibility of that, but we cannot say that it's zero. And that means somebody can walk and just take the gun and shoot me, and I just can get a heart attack or some other things, or even kind of, I don't know, virus, dangerous virus, not the one we were afraid of for a few months, of course. And in the same time, I can be alive, and I am alive. And as you see, the few seconds pass by, and I am still alive. That means that my life is in the superposition state all the time. Next second, I don't know if I'm alive or I'm not. I hope that I am alive, and actually most of the time we plan to be alive, and we can get used to be alive because we didn't die ever. We only, let's say, we didn't have any day or any hour or any second when we are dead. Of course, we had some seconds and moments when we were sick, but we were never dead, unless maybe you were dead for a few minutes and then came back to life. But we were alive all the time, all these 40 years, 20 years, 2 years, 80 years, whatever years you spent on this beautiful planet. So that means that of course we get used to be alive, and we predict that we probably will be alive the next second, but we don't know. Especially we don't know if we are gonna be alive the next year and next decade. So now imagine that. If you think that you're gonna be alive, you probably gonna plan something. You go to school, you go to job, get new job, save some money, go to the trip, like many people planned before the pandemic. Yeah, this 2020 pandemic. If you by chance watching this video later, they had plans, but they were not able to go anywhere, nowhere. Because their plans changed. So even though they planned, so is it okay or not okay to plan for failure, to be dead? Yeah, maybe. Why not? It's also okay. I don't think it's okay to be depressed and to be afraid that you're gonna be dead. But it's okay to get insurance, and maybe if you're gonna be dead for some reason, then your family will get a lot of money. Cool, good deal. So what I try to say that because our life in a constant superposition, and it's not only about quantum world, because the world consists of these quantum particles. Everything consists of them. So I guess if they behave themselves like this on the quantum level, where everything is tiny, and then every other thing consists of them, and every other thing is more stable, doesn't mean that you should expect this stability in some way or another. Like if you're alive, you don't expect you're alive. And on the other hand, it's crazy to expect not stability every moment, like to be afraid to die every second, let's say. So let's say you have a job. You can lose it. You don't have a job, you can find it. If you are searching for the job for 1 month, there are possibilities that you are going to find it, or there are possibilities that you don't. And so you can say that you found and didn't find a job at the same time next month, next week. Like I was searching for a job like few months ago. I'll probably shoot another video about that soon. And I found it, but I didn't find it so quickly as I wanted to, but not so. It also didn't take me a long time as the last time 3 years ago, especially having in mind that now it's crazy pandemic and a lot of people were losing jobs, and I actually found it, which again proves this superposition theory that I can be in both states at the same time. And then when finally we check on me, like few weeks later, we see that I actually found it, because there were chances I find it, and there were a lot of chances I want, but I did. And there are many billions other ways where you can now personally apply to your life and see where superposition in your life is playing critical, crucial, and interesting, funny, and crazy role. It's actually going on all the time. So why did I spend this time of at least my life, even if nobody is going to watch it? Why I'm talking about this? Why I'm thinking about this? And why I combine the simple life things to the quantum world of superposition thing, whatever this beautiful, how we can call it, I don't know, beautiful trick of superposition. Because I can see, and I see it many times, including myself and other people, of course. It's easier to judge other people's opinions, of course, but I can judge myself first of all. It's pretty easy to forget about this superposition state. Which is fancy name for just forgetting about the fact that you cannot control your life for 100%. If you're a believer, you believe that God is controlling your life for 100%. But even then, you don't know how and when and what He will do to correct your life and maybe let you fail, maybe somewhere. God is not guaranteed that He will stop you from all your mistakes, and actually the opposite is true. Most of the time, probably He won't, because He gave you free will, and unless you really ask Him about, like, please God, intervene when I am going to be crazy, please help me. That can be the case, of course. But anyway, what I want to say is that many times I kind of go to one of the two extremes, which both of them break the quantum position or quantum superposition theory in a bad way, and they break this, simply talking without any fancy terms, idea that we cannot control everything. So, and also they break the idea that even though we cannot control everything, we should not be crazy about that. So this is why I told you there are two extremes, and now I'm going to explain one after another. The first extreme is when we actually forget about that we cannot control everything, and we start planning ahead, like for 20 years, for 40 years, for 50 years. We plan all our life, and we plan tomorrow, we plan every second. Or even if we don't plan, we can just don't care, we can just live and relax. I don't talk about planning or whatever. It could be just that you are chilling out, relaxing, and doing nothing, and you think that you're gonna have tomorrow, and you think that you're gonna have next year. And then, by doing this, you kind of saying to yourself and to the world that you are controlling your life. You know that you're gonna have tomorrow any extra hour. You can do this work later, and blah blah blah. But you go to extreme. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to have tomorrow, I'm good, but let's do that or that. No, it can be like, I'm sure I'm going to have tomorrow, and so this is why I will save all the money for tomorrow. I will not buy anything for today. I will not help anyone today because I will need that money tomorrow, for example. Yeah, and some other things like, yeah, I'm not going to spend time with my wife, with my daughter today because I'm going to have tomorrow anyway. Okay, this year or this 5 years we will not see each other, but we will make good money, and then we will go to another city, country, and then we will have more chilling out life, and then we will spend more time with each other. Things like this. It's extreme. I think it's really extreme. And we go into this extreme because we believe that we can control everything. We don't really live for today like it would be our last day. And so now I'm switching to the second thing. Like, if we're gonna really be afraid to die and really try to live this day as a last day, not in a good way but in a bad way, then we can go to another extreme, and we can believe that oh, I cannot control everything, so gloom and doom, I'll die tomorrow, so let's go and drink and have parties and go to girls and to bars and to whatever. I don't care if I'm going to be ill tomorrow, get AIDS or other virus or whatever, because I don't know, maybe there gonna be no tomorrow, so I will have a party today. It's just one of the examples. A less crazy example is maybe, oh yeah, maybe I will not be so young tomorrow, so like in 10 years or 20 years, let's spend all our money today, let's spend all what we make, let's not put aside, let's not invest, let's not study, let's not learn anything, just do my job, whatever I got, make my money, and then whatever. Who knows, I probably die next year or next decade, I don't feel good. So it's another extreme. And of course, we don't always go to extremes, but you just evaluate your heart and you try to talk to yourself or talk to God and yourself if you are a believer, hopefully you are, and try to evaluate where, in which areas did you, by chance, go to one of those extremes, either thinking that you're gonna live forever, either thinking that you're gonna die tomorrow, either thinking that you're gonna have a lot of money, either thinking that you never be rich and you always be poor. All of these extremes, like either you go, right now I go and I can be sure that the place is open and my watch will be fixed, or I will be all the way thinking, oh, probably it's gonna be closed, oh, I'm a loser. And then when it will be closed, I will say, yeah, I told myself I'm a loser. If it will be open, I would even be not surprised. Oh, it's open, okay. I'm still a loser, but it's okay. And if I am of those super optimistic people, which actually I am most of the time, and this is my extreme, I'm working on for a long time already, hopefully go to the balance, so I could go and think that it's open, yeah, of course I'm going to fix my watch, and then I came there and it's closed and I'm kind of very disappointed. And if it's open, I'm okay, well, cool, yeah, it's open, I knew it's open, it's no big deal. But if it's closed, then I can be even more disappointed than that loser who was thinking that it's closed and it was closed. So this is why our lives should be more in a quantum superposition. And they are already, actually. This is why we should think about our lives more in a quantum superposition state. Mentality. We should be ready, like I'm ready right now when I'm going to check the place, and let's go towards there and we will see. So we should be ready that it's either closed or open. I should be ready that it's closed and open at the same time, and I should not be beating myself if it's closed, and I should not be super glad if it's open, even though it's good. And I should not be super surprised if it's open. And definitely I should not think about myself that I'm a loser if it's closed, especially if it's open. If I die tomorrow, I should be ready for that. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to live today. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to enjoy the life and all the things and around, etc., etc. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to plan. I'm going to have plans for sure. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to save money for tomorrow. I'm going to save money, but I'm not going to save money as crazy as thinking that I'm going to live for 100 years here. So you see the point. I really hope that by now you got the point. It's already half an hour video and you should be getting to the point. I should be getting to the point and you should go there with me. So I really wish you and I wish myself we are in a superposition, but to realize it and remember that we are in a superposition. And it will really help us that we will be ready for any outcome. We will be ready for either it's closed or open, and let's check it out. And actually it's open. You can see it behind my behind me it's open, so I'm not super glad, I'm not super loser, I'm just who I am, and I'm glad it's open. And now I'm going there and I'm going to fix my watch, and it was a great time for me, at least. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me in quantum superposition world.